Today, I'm looking forward to showing you something a little bit special. Instead of the usual dogs and horses and cats that we often do acupressure on, I just wanted to show you that any mammal is really open for a little bit of acupressure. This little guy here is a guinea pig. His name is Fuji, and he was rescued from a situation earlier in his life. So this has left him with a lot of issues around fear. So we found that acupressure can sometimes help him feel a little bit more calm and relaxed. Now, sometimes it's a little hard to find exactly where those points are because they're really small, but that doesn't matter. What we do is we get as close as we can to our locations that we know from the dog and the horse at our other places, and we can apply them to a body even this small. In fact, one of my kid students was talking about using acupressure with her mouse. You can imagine how little those points would be. Fuji here is sometimes a fan of acupressure and sometimes he's not, so we have to pay attention just as we would with any animal or person when we're doing the pressure. And we start out just like we do with others, with a nice bit of just little flat hand stroking to kind of prepare the area for our attention. And then what I can do is to take a little pinch movement here and just come down from behind the ears, very slow and gentle, coming down and working with the points that lie down on either side of the spine. Now what we have seen in the past is that Fuji has a little sore area here in the lumbar region, so he can be a little sensitive when we come into that area. But the other areas seem to be just fine. In our kids' classes, our Happy Hands class, we call this technique the dragon spines, and it's as if you're coming all the way down along the vertebrae where a dragon might have his spikes. The nice thing about this simple technique is it's actually following a sequence of points that deals with all of the different organs in the body. So it's very, very nice for raising vitality in the body. And when the animals are used to it, it's also very, very nice for relaxation. Now, Fuji may never fully relax in the way that an animal who hasn't had some difficult times to start with. But we have seen that over time, these techniques can help teach animals to stay nice and relaxed. So that's our dragon spines technique, coming down on Fuji, the guinea pig. Now, the dragon spines technique is easy, and it's a nice one to start with when you're working with a very small animal. It kind of gets them used to your touch. But there's other things that you can try as well. One of my favorite points for animals and relaxation is heart 1. Now heart 1 lies on the inside of the armpit, so it's in the armpit crease. So what I do is sneak my fingers underneath. Now Fuji kind of has to adjust himself to that, which is just fine. But once I get in there and I gently hold this point, this is another relaxation point. And it's very nice for an animal that had a troubled past. Now, for an animal that's a little more relaxed, what you might start to hear is squeaking. Or you might see the eyes go quiet and soft and gentle. But I think this is the first time that Fuji has ever been in a movie. So he might not get so relaxed this time. The last one that I'm going to show you on little Fuji here is a point on the hind leg, and we're actually going to lift him up so that you can see him a little bit better. Right here on the back of his back foot here, there's a big joint out here. It's kind of like your heel, and if I hold to either side of that heel there, so that's on the outside here as well as the inside. The inside point is a great point for vitality. It's going to make that animal feel as strong and as healthy as possible. And the point on the outside is good for the back, especially the lower back, where many, many animals have a history of problems and pain. So, when I give a very gentle squeeze to this region of the body, I'm supporting the back and I'm supporting vitality. And so it's a good combination for almost any animal of any age. So that's just a demonstration of how you can use acupressure, not only on big animals that we're accustomed to doing in the classes, but also with a little guy like Fuji. Thanks, Fuji.